SRA's 2023. I'm here with Radio 1 Sam and Danni.
Hi.
Previous student radio alumni. How vital are these events for building career in radio?
Okay, very vital, because first of all, networking. Biggest thing, I think, when you're trying to get from student radio into the industry. And also it's nice because you get to meet loads of different people that might be going through the same sort of process as you, especially if you're about to leave uni and you're in third year and you're a bit worried about how you're going to continue it. So really vital for, well, boosting confidence and meeting the right people.
100%.
So when it comes to the events like this, do you miss regularly being around student radio now that you're building or have built your careers?
I think student radio is like a really exciting place to have fun but also make mistakes. Like I think the thing we both learned like growing up as like a double act on student radio is like have as much fun as possible, not caring what anyone thinks of you, and making as many mistakes as you can while there's no one listening. Because student radio, like it's great to like invite your mates to listen, send them the link, send your parents, but there's not always, there often is, but there's not always like an active listening community. So it's great just to have fun and enjoy it.
I was going to say, I think for me, I miss it in the fun element, but I do. It's quite nice to have a bigger audience. It is. I won't lie. It is.
When you get a text through, it always feels special.
But it is. But yeah, the main part about student radio that I miss the most is the freedom of it, not having to worry or overthink too much what you're doing, and just being completely you and your brand, which is great.
Thinking about kind of like freedom and doing what you want, what is one thing you guys remember from being on student radio where you pushed it too far?
Probably our pancake toss-off.
Yeah, it was Pancake Day, and we had a balcony at Express Radio in Cardiff. And it ran sort of all along the top of the balcony, and so we rounded up like 10 of our mates, 2 lines each, and basically we found out who was the biggest tosser.
It was called the Great Toss-Off, wasn't it? It was called the Great Toss-Off. It was brilliant.
The Great Toss-Off.
And we also, a few other things we did. Sam called my mum and recited the Gruffalo to get a date from her, but he didn't know it was my mum. And I called a random person that we knew and convinced them we'd been dating for 3 months. And by the end of the phone call, they really thought we were dating.
They were questioning everything.
It was crazy,
sure.
Hope they're okay.
So all of those experiences have led to you guys doing really well with Radio 1, regular cover shifts and early breakfast. You guys have done so many early breakfast shows. I mean, I've lost count. If you guys are counting, please tell me. How... knowing what it's like to have to get up at 2 a.m. to do those shows, how the hell do you immediately have that instant vibe when you guys see each other in the studio for the first time?
Do you know, I think because we've wanted to do it for so long, like we literally dreamt of this for years, like to even get the opportunity to be in that situation, to wake up at that time of the morning is like a really fortunate position, and I don't think we take that for granted. I think fortunately we do like each other.
I think what helps as well though is having that other, like you said, when we see each other, if one of us is feeling a bit more down or if one of us is feeling a bit more tired, the difference is we can talk about it, big ourselves up, get ourselves in a better mood. Like if I come into Sam, I'm like, I feel a bit tired and down this morning. Sam's like, right, come on, or the other way around. So I think that does help with the early mornings.
Another thing is we always stay in the same place.
We don't just see each other in the studio. We get in the car together. We stay in the same hotel.
So there's no escape.
Literally no escape. And also, Danny's mum is still one of our several alarm clocks. Danny's mum always wakes up and gives us a call.
She calls us every morning
before
just
every
to make
show.
sure we're up.
Are you awake yet? I can imagine it now.
All the accents.
So when it comes to obviously keeping each other in the zone and really enjoying each other's company, there must be days where sometimes you wake up and, because everyone has this, like, oh, flipping hours, work. And whilst it's such a privilege, as we all know, to be on the radio and we really love it, sometimes stuff feels like Groundhog Day. And your chat today is about keeping student radio fun. How did you guys do that when, for example, sometimes you were aware that you were able to go rogue, do what you want, but also... did it ever feel a bit lonely? How did you keep yourselves entertained in that massive experiment, which is Sam and Danni back at Student Radio Days?
That's really interesting. I think the way we tried to view it is it was our escape. So obviously when you're at uni, student radio is a massive part, but you are also trying to do a degree. I mean, I wasn't, but Sam was.
Trying to write a dissertation.
To flip pancakes.
And I just think for us, we had to try and view it as, this is our escape from being at the library. This is our escape from worrying if we're going to get the career we want in the future if we don't go into radio. Do you know what I mean? And I think for us, that's the way we viewed it. It was also like the presenting part was what kept us having fun, because we both were in the exec team. And I think we found sometimes with that we would overthink that part as well. But then when you could actually sit down and present, you remind yourself, okay, this is why I'm doing it. This is what makes it great.
And also, much like with Radio 1 now, obviously we feel that not so much a pressure, but the full awareness that we're on Radio 1, when we're on Radio 1. It was just like, we were mates, like we'd be in the pub straight after the show, like we were having coffees and teas like before in like the office, and like it would just be, we'd be sat in front of mics for a bit. And so as always, like we try and remember, like we're mates first and foremost. Occasionally we do it in front of the microphones, we'd do a leader straight after us, you know?
Nice.
And so it was that sort of natural progression for us, so it never felt like we were having forced fun, we just were having fun.
And so thinking about how the world of radio has changed whilst you guys have been in radio, this is so intense. Which one?
Hello.
Where do I talk to? So radio's always changing. We see it all the time with press releases, show swaps, everything. Going forward with how you think radio is going to change, and the digital world coming to play, TikTok, and everything's online, everything's instant. I want your honest opinions, each of you. Let's go Danny first. How do you think radio is going to change within, say, the next 2 years?
I reckon we could see a lot more online platforms. So a bit like, for example, how we see loads of stations now creating apps that they try and encourage you to listen to more than when you're in the car. So I think a lot more online platforms, and I also guess maybe more sort of content on social media apps, making sure the content on the radio is aimed for people that are on, say, things like TikTok and Instagram. I'm not sure, but that's kind of the way I see it going.
I think for us, something we've really seen that's really helped us is when like a bit of on-air content we've done has then gone like on social as well. So we did this crazy thing with Greg on Breakfast, where the whole team and Danny shoved me through a Christmas tree wrapper-upper.
We did.
I remember this.
In a garden centre in Camden. And that got filmed by the Breakfast Show team, put up on social, and we had so much response as a result of that. So I think definitely for us, like what we see and probably continue to see is that social media can really bring on like on-air moments to like an off-air audience as well. So it really breaks out of that bubble and into the mainstream.
But hopefully it doesn't change too much. Because we love radio.
And that's what my next question was going to be, is with potentially it being an online or becoming more of an on-demand medium, are there going to be more opportunities for presenters, do you reckon?
100%. I think like anyone, I mean, most people now, if not all, have access to a mobile phone, a smartphone. You can be on TikTok, you can be creating your own content. And it was the same vibe with student radio, Not every student radio station has the biggest, flashiest bit of kit. As long as you have a little microphone, like something like this, and you can upload it to a free website like SoundCloud or Mixcloud, you can create your own content.
And I think that's something everyone has to try and bear in mind, is whatever you're doing and you're passionate about it, that's the main thing at the end of the day. And opportunities will always come and go. And I think hopefully, the way radio's going, it will provide more opportunities. But even if you don't see it straight away, if you're creating content, you're kind of already a radio presenter,
Can I just also say that Christmas tree thing did really annoy me, because that's in my presenter notes pad of things I wanted to do on the radio one day, and you took it from me.
It was so good. It was so good.
I can imagine
it was very fun to watch. You looked like an absolute idiot.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely. A dork.
And just before you go, have you ever thought about launching your very own internet radio station? Surprisingly, it's a lot easier than you may think, especially when you make the time to chat to myself or a member of the Radio.co team. To do just that, head to our website, radio.co/demo, where I can talk about your plans, any questions you may have, and me and the team can really get you up to speed in launching your own internet radio station in literally minutes. It couldn't be easier. Why not check out some of our webinars, tutorials, help guides situated around me? Or why not visit our website, radio.co, or even drop me an email, studio@radio.co. Until next time, take care and happy broadcasting.